So in this video I'm going to discuss some important features of first order reaction. So first order reaction n equal to 1. This is the usual representation of order. We represent order with the symbol n. Okay. For first order reaction, we know very well rate constant for first order reaction equal to 1 by T ln initial concentration of the reactant over concentration of the reactant at time t. Okay, and we also know that concentration of the reactant A is equal to initial concentration into e power minus rate constant K1 into T. Okay, then here I like to give some more information that in this reaction we can also find the degree of dissociation actually. Right? What is A? A can also be written as initial concentration minus the concentration that is reacted equal to A naught into e power minus K1 into T. Right? If I bring if I rearrange this equation, I can write. Okay, what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to bring this minus x to the right hand side and this quantity to the left hand side, and I'll take A naught as common. Okay, so what will I get? A naught into 1 minus e power minus K1 into T, okay, equal to x. We'll get an expression like this. Or I can also write x by A naught is equal to 1 minus e power minus K1 into T. What is this x by A naught? X is the concentration that is reacted and A naught is the initial concentration. Okay, so this quantity, right, is what we call as degree of dissociation, right? So we represent this as alpha. Alpha is called degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation equal to 1 minus e power minus K1 into T, right? Very, very important. Keep this in mind. Okay, degree of dissociation equal to 1 minus e power minus K1 into T. What is degree of dissociation? Here alpha is degree of dissociation, and we know very well degree of dissociation is nothing but number of moles reacted divided by total number of moles taken. Okay, so x by A naught, right? So this is one important relation. Okay, keep this in mind. Then for first order reaction we should know a few relations like what is meant by off-life period. I already gave. Off-life period equal to ln 2 by k, or I can also write this as 0.693 by k. This is the expression for half-life period for first order reaction, which is independent of concentration of the reactant. Okay, now I'm going to introduce another term called relaxation time. Relaxation time. We all know that relaxation time is applicable only for first order. The concept of relaxation time is applicable only for first order. So what is relaxation time? Suppose in the case of first order reaction, if you plot any concentration versus time, you know very well you'll get because as per this relation, if you plot A versus T, okay, as the time increases, what will happen? The concentration decreases exponentially. There is an exponential decrease. Okay. Now what is relaxation time actually? Relaxation time is the time where the concentration of A, okay, concentration of the reactant become equal to 1 by E times the initial concentration. Okay. At what time the concentration of A becomes equal to 1 by E into initial concentration. Okay. So you will get this value somewhere. Say here this is the value, okay, and you find out what is the time at this concentration. That time is what we call as relaxation time tau. Okay, relaxation time is represented by the symbol tau. So relaxation time is nothing but the time at which the concentration of the reactant becomes equal to 1 by E times A naught. Okay, and we can also write tau is equal to, so we know very well we know very well K is equal to rate constant K equal to 1 by tau, where tau is the relaxation time, ln initial concentration of the reactant. I am writing the first order rate constant expression, and concentration of the reactant at relaxation time, concentration of the reactant become equal to 1 by E times A naught. A naught cancels, so you will get ln E is 1, so K equal to 1 by tau, or we can write tau equal to 1 by K. And you know very well for first order K is equal to ln 2 by T half. So if in the place of K, if I put ln 2 by T half will go to the numerator, so it is equal to T half by ln 2. This is the expression, right, which is roughly equal to 1.44 times T half. Which is roughly equal to 1.44 times T half. This is another important relation, keep this in mind. Okay, that is what we call relaxation time. So now I have introduced two terms, degree of dissociation and relaxation time in first order reaction. Okay, then we'll see a few more relations here. It is for first order reaction, okay, for n equal to 1, for first order reaction, the time taken for 99.9% completion of reaction is roughly equal to 10 times the half-life period of the reaction. So first important relation, keep this in mind. I'm not going to prove all these things. These are all well known, so keep this in mind. Time taken for 99.9% completion of a reaction, okay, is roughly 10 times the half-life period of the reaction. And second term, time taken for 90% completion of a reaction is roughly equal to 3.33 times the half-life period of the reaction. Right? These are all some important quantities that should be borne in mind. Okay. Then, so these are all the some important informations on first order. Now let me go to the second order reaction. Okay. Second order reaction. I am not going to derive anything, but I am going to give you only the expression that is important for us. Okay. Yeah. So for second order, let me write consider a reaction of type like this. That is A moles of A, reactant A, reacts with the B moles of reactant B, giving some product. Okay, I am considering the forward reaction. Okay, we know very well when in all derivation we consider only the forward reaction, right? Yeah, the reversible reaction and all special case, which we will discuss as we go along. Okay, in this series. Now, here the assumption is this: the reaction is first order with respect to A, and the reaction is first order with respect to B. So overall order is second order, right? So rate constant or rate of the reaction equal to rate constant for the second order reaction K2 into concentration of A power 1 and concentration of B power 1. Therefore, the overall order is 2. Okay. Here, I am going to give you the expression for rate constant depending upon different situations. Say, for example, number 1 or A. Let me take this as case 1. Case 1. Yeah, case 1. Case 1. What I am going to do, suppose if the initial concentration of A and the initial concentration of B, I will take the ratio of these two. If this ratio is equal to the stoichiometric coefficient ratio, A by B, right? If this ratio, concentration ratio, is equal to the stoichiometric coefficient A by B, then for this type of reaction, the rate constant expression, let me write here. The rate constant expression is this, that is rate constant K for second order reaction equal to 1 by B into T into 1 by concentration of the reactant A at time T minus 1 by concentration of the initial concentration of the reactant A okay, in the reaction, right? Listen, here I have written the expression in terms of concentration of A alone. Okay, yes, we can rearrange and we can write the expression like this. This is the general expression for rate constant if this is maintained, right? That is, the ratio of the initial concentration is equal to the ratio of the stoichiometric coefficient, right? Now let me give one example. Say the well-known second order reaction S2O8 minus ion reacts with the iodide ion, giving 2 times SO4 2 minus plus iodine. Okay, oxidation of iodide by peroxide sulfate. Okay, in this reaction, see, the coefficient A here is 1, the coefficient here B here is 2, right? Suppose if the concentration of the reactants, right, concentration of S2O8 2 minus, concentration of S2O8 2 minus divided by concentration of iodide, okay, if these two is exactly equal to A by B, suppose if I take 1 mole of or 0.1 mole of peroxide sulfate, okay, and if I take this is 0.1 mole and B should also be 0.1, right? If both are 0.1, right? What I'm trying to say here, this is actually 2, no? So A value is 1, B value is 2, right? Therefore we should get the answer as 0.5 or 1 by 2. So if this concentration is 2, this concentration should be twice. Iodide concentration should be twice. That means if peroxide sulfate concentration is 0.1 molarity, right, we should take this concentration as twice the value, 0.2 molarity. Okay, so this is the method we follow in this type of expression, right? So if initial concentration of A and initial concentration of B, if this ratio is equal to A by B, then you can use this expression to find the rate constant of the second order reaction, right? Suppose if they are not equal, case 2, suppose if these two are not equal, then what to do, right? In this case, what we have to do is initial concentration, suppose initial concentration of A and initial concentration of B, if this is not equal to the stoichiometric coefficients of the reaction, okay, in this type of case, then rate constant can be given as K is equal to 1 by T into let me write bracket, curve bracket, A into concentration of B naught minus B into concentration of A naught times ln concentration of B by B naught divided by concentration of A by A naught. Okay, this is the expression for second order rate constant if the concentration ratio is not equal to the stoichiometric coefficient ratio. Okay, yeah. So this is regarding second order reaction. Okay, I have given the general expressions here. In the next video, I'll give some information like what is the half-life period of the reaction and what is the graphical representation of the second order reaction and all. Okay, yeah, I stop here. Thank you.